Sherlock Holmes in The Dubious Hunt Collection, a Sherlock Holmes mystery series, 6 new stories. Book 1, written by Pennie May Cartawick, narrated by Richard Henzel. The Case of the Missing Mayan Codices. Awakening to bizarre aromas at 221B Baker Street was never a novelty. In that early winter's morning in 1902, however, the pungency of a hideously foul smell that seeped through every crevice of my bedroom door was extreme by any standard. It made any attempt to continue slumber utterly futile. Still, under partial darkness, I reached for my robe without even bothering with my bedside lamp. I emerged from my bedroom to find Holmes cloaked in a leather apron, his face shielded with what appeared to be engineering goggles. "Holmes, what the devil are you doing?" As usual, when he was involved in thought or experiment, my words went unperceived. I approached him to within a yard of where he was standing. I could not go any closer. The smell that emanated from a brackish liquid reposing in 3 trays that he had laid out on the table acted like a barrier that I could not cross. Finally, sensing my proximity to him, Holmes veered his gaze toward me. "Watson, excellent. I was in need of an additional pair of hands." He proceeded to give me a pair of protective gloves. "Put these on, Watson." Knowing full well his nature, it was obvious that the most direct means to discover what he was engaged in was by assisting him with whatever was swimming in those ghastly liquids. He retrieved what in appearance was a collection of rectangular pieces of fibre bound together with some sort of hardened lace. He placed the book on my gloved hands. "Take this to the basin over by the window, Watson," he said to me, in his instructive tone. I did as he asked, and positioned the book into the basin filled with clean water. As I did this, I noticed that Holmes was busy moving 2 other similar books from one tray to another. When he finished, he approached me over by the basin. "Yes, indeed," he uttered as he peered into it. He reached in with his hand and pulled out the little book. The water had rinsed the residual elements of the brackish liquid in which it had been soaking. As he began to open the fibre-like pages of this book, I could see a smile form on his face. "Watson, behold, the secrets of the New World." Now that the little book had been properly rinsed, I was able to make out a series of hieroglyphic imagery appearing in a combination of rows and columns on each page. The whole thing did not seem to consist of more than 40 of these pages. The style did not look like any hieroglyphic writing common to ancient Egypt or those found in the lands of Babylon. During my time in India and Afghanistan, I had seen many ancient writing styles, yet this shared nothing in common with them. "I didn't realize that you were interested in archaeological endeavors, Holmes." "This is not some idle pursuit, Watson," he responded rather curtly. Before I could modify my original statement, he continued, "Idle dabbling in any discipline is for the mediocre of mind. You know me better than that. I use science and all that it can reveal as a tool." Observing that I had offended his sensibilities, I attempted to soothe the air. "I meant to say that an amateurish engagement can be a healthy way to cleanse the mind." "Nonsense, Watson. Everything that one does should lead you to an answer which will in turn free you to address another question. That is what distinguishes a professional such as I from a leisurely-minded hobbyist." "So what is all of this, then?" I inquired. "This, Watson, rather these," turning his head to motion to the other 2 little books still resting in their brackish liquid, "are ancient codices of Mesoamerican origin." "How did you come by them?" I asked. "They were brought to me late last night by Oswald Harrington. You are aware of him, aren't you, Watson?" "Well, yes. Mr. Harrington is the fellow from the British Museum, is he not?" "Correct." It was not difficult to be familiar with Mr. Harrington in those days. After all, his name had been appearing in all of the newspapers for several days prior. As one of the curators for the British Museum, he was involved in accusations of misappropriation of artifacts related to a recent bequest to the museum from an anonymous donor. "As I was saying, Watson, these artifacts were brought here by Mr. Harrington shortly after you retired for the evening. He found them amongst his personal effects in the private study of his own home." "Found them?" "Yes, indeed," said Holmes, continuing. "Mr. Harrington claims that he had never seen them before. They were seeming
Sample complete. Ready to continue?